Hello, everybody. How's it going? And welcome back to just rambling on about E3 now. So E3 has come and finished off finally. I'm gonna go through the conferences there. I don't think I'll go through all of them. I might hit Ubisoft's just for Assassin's Creed, but probably be about it. But I just want to quickly go through like some of the conferences and stuff and what happened. So let's go through the Microsoft Xbox conference. So. They announced quite a few things. I'll do it in semi-order of what they were kind of talking about. They, of course, announced the next Halo game, Halo Infinite, which, interesting, they're back on the Halo rings. Chief, of course, is there. It looks pretty. It looks nice. It's a new engine. They were showing that off, too. But, I mean, it's Halo. I'm interested kind of in the story, but the game itself I probably won't pick up. Ori and the Will of the Wisps was announced as well and put on a beautiful trailer, gorgeous. It looks like he's going to have like a little owl friend this time around instead. Ori, instead of having the big teddy bear kind of fella, they're going to have the owl kind of fella. It looks really gorgeous, just like the first game, and it'll probably be a pretty decent title, but we'll see. Big thing from Software, the creators of Dark Souls and Bloodborne on PS4, is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which is like, it looks like a samurai Dark Souls. It looks harder than shit, but it does look really intriguing. Different setting and kind of stuff. Definitely some interesting mechanics with the whole grapple hook thing going on. That'll be interesting for sure. But yeah, good looking game. Can't wait to see more out of that one, especially if you're a Dark Souls fan and stuff like that. I want to know whether they're going a different direction or are they going to stay with kind of the Dark Souls style of difficult as shit. Fallout 76, of course, had a trailer, and Todd Howard came out and said hi. More of that on the Bethesda conference, though. We'll talk a little bit more about that. The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, adorable looking game. I didn't know what to expect when I saw it on the list before I watched the conference, but it looks like it's this kid who wants to be a superhero. It looks like he's bullied. His mom left or died, and he's living with his dad, who seems to be almost an alcoholic, maybe abusive, but the trailer only showed him kind of being a dick once, and seemed to be a good ish dad the rest of the time, but I guess the game will tell. They probably don't want to spoil that, whether he is or isn't, or maybe he deteriorates as the game goes on, who knows. But it was a cute game. Definitely looks like a story driven experience, but one that I'm looking forward to at the very least. And they did Crackdown 3 with a awful voiceover trailer from Terry Crews. I love Terry. He's a fantastic actor in stuff like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but his voiceover for Crackdown 3, I don't think it was him, it was probably the direction, but was honestly really bad. It just felt forced from him. It didn't fit. It was just kind of, I don't know, it wasn't that great. Nier Automata announced a DLC, I think, or is launching on Xbox or something. I don't really know. I didn't pay much attention to that. Metro Exodus, so another Metro game, actually looks pretty interesting. There's a lot of shooters in this E3, a lot, and only a few of them caught my eye, and Metro Exodus is one of them for sure. It's interesting looking, it's different, it looks good. Metro has always been a decent, at least, so can't wait for that one. Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer was put up, announced for the Xbox, so it is coming out for the Xbox. A lot of people were wondering whether it was going to be PlayStation only like its predecessors, but seems like it's coming out for the Xbox, and I think it's coming out for the Switch. Hopefully. I don't know. One thing I did find really funny is the trailer they showed at the conference seemed like it was missing half its audio, because like there would be talking and like stuff going on in the background that you would expect to hear, and you just didn't hear it. So it was kind of funny. I don't know if that was a fuck up or if that was intentional and that was literally just all they had at the time or what, but pretty good. Also, we have a release date for January of next year, so that's pretty sweet. Sea of Thieves DLC looks like cool DLC. It's a pretty obvious direction, so it's new Forgotten Lands with treasure and like ghost pirates, which is a pretty no-brainer direction for a game like Sea of Thieves to actually go. So, I mean, while it's predictable and obvious, it's probably the best direction for them to go in, at least for the time being. So, good on them. Battlefield 5 had a brief kind of trailer thing. More on that with the EA conference. Forza Horizon 4 looks pretty. There's like an online hub area, kind of like how GTA works. So you know how GTA, you go into an online match, you go into like a free roam hub with a bunch of people, and there's like certain events that happen, and then there's other modes you can go in from that hub. Seems to be like that, which I don't know whether that'll work for Forza or not. It's a racing game, it's not GTA, so I don't know. We'll see. It seems like a dumb idea, but anyway. Microsoft then announced a whole bunch of studios joining them and a bunch of stuff, so they've created something called the Initiative. They didn't really say much about it. Undead Labs has joined them, Playground Games, Ninja Theory, which is interesting, and Compulsion has joined Microsoft Studios, so they're all part now of Microsoft. On that back, of course, they announced the full release for We Happy Few, as well as a new trailer, which looks really, really good. They've ditched, I think, hopefully, the survival element of We Happy Few and did what they should do, which is make it a story-driven game. Because it looks amazing, and I can think of a million ways to tell that story, and if they have it as a stupid survival game, that's just going to ruin it. PUBG had a trailer for no reason at all. Good for them, I guess. Yay, you exist. Nobody cares anymore. Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, that's didn't really catch my eye too much. The Division 2, interesting trailer, but not a game I'll probably pick up. I'm not really interested in The Division or Tom Clancy in general. More stuff on Xbox Game Pass, who gives a shit? Fast Start, which is the games now start faster. So you know how when you're downloading on Xbox, you get the game is ready to play now, and say if you're playing like Elder Scrolls Online, for instance, you don't have to download regions, like regions that you're not in, if you want to go to them, and it takes like 10 minutes. Yeah. So now they do a different way of doing it, where Fast Start is an AI that will learn where to say that the game is ready to start. Over time, it's going to get better. I don't really care. I generally just wait for my games to download. Most of the time, if I know it's a big game, I'll just download it in the morning, go to work, and come back and it's done, so whatever. Halo the Master Chief Collection, stuff for that will be a bunch of indie games. Nothing really caught my eye there. Just stuff like the new Super Meat Boy and stuff like that. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, so a new Tomb Raider game. Looks okay. If you're into Tomb Raider, it looks like it's going to be an alright one. Definitely throws Laura in a different, more evil light, that's for sure, which I know that was the arc they were headed towards slowly but surely anyway, but this one looks like it's going to capitalize on it, so that looks nice. Session, which just looks like them apologizing for Tony Hawk, the last Tony Hawk. Black Desert MMO announced for Xbox, so that's pretty cool. It's a pretty decent game, but it takes forever to get into. It takes so long to get anything really done, but hey, whatever. Devil May Cry 5 looks pretty interesting. Dante looks like he is just a snarky YouTuber, though. A lot of people made that comment. He literally just looks like Logan Paul shaved his head and dyed it blue. So, yeah, I don't really know. Devil May Cry has never been a series I've really been that into, but it's definitely a good-looking game. I do believe that one was the one, too, where they had the really awkward conversation. I don't know if that was them or Bethesda's conference, but there was a really awkward conversation. Cuphead DLC announced, so yeah, if you're a fan of Cuphead and it's difficult as hellness, there's a new DLC coming. They didn't really show too much on it, which is probably because they haven't drawn most of it yet, so it's pretty neat, though, that there is DLC coming. Tunic, yay. Fighting game with Shonen protagonists. What the hell was it called? Jump Force, I think. Naruto, Luffy, Goku, they had Frieza in there as a villain. Looked interesting, of course, from Namco. Not Namco, hold on, Capcom, sorry. Yeah, so that was, it looked interesting if you're into that kind of fighting game. Dying Light 2, which looks pretty cool. I love Dying Light 1, so I'll probably get Dying Light 2, honestly. If you're into the zombie genre with, runner elements and stuff in it, it's pretty decent series, or at least game, the first one, so hopefully the second one improves on some of the issues the first one had and makes a better title out of it, but we'll see. A new Battletoads game was teased as well. Didn't really say anything on it. It was literally just a tease, just showing Battletoads being a thing. So we'll see more on that eventually, maybe next year, who knows. Just Cause 4 was announced, which is kind of cool. Just Cause is a pretty awesome series. You can do a lot of wacky stuff in it and stuff, but it's not like too wacky. I don't know. It's a good series, definitely interesting. Gears of War announced pop vinyls, which is the stupidest thing to announce at an E3 ever. Just release the pop vinyls; they'll sell. And Gears of War 5 and Gears Tactics was announced. Gears 5 looks stupid. It's overdone. It's so stupid. I haven't liked Gears since the first game, and I was like, this is pretty boring. So I'm probably not the best person to talk about this, but a lot of people I know that like Gears have said it's gone downhill ever since Gears 3. They should have just ended the series there. Maybe done like a spin-off game, like as a 5-year down the road kind of thing, but definitely not continued it like they have. They've murdered it. And the last thing, and the most exciting thing for me, at least, was a proper trailer and announcement for Cyberpunk 2077. And if you remember, I don't remember when it was originally announced, but they had a brief trailer, one of the best trailers I have ever seen for a game, and then it just kind of left. It was gone. Nothing else. But they CD Projekt Red brought it back and announced it officially at this conference that it's still alive, it's still going. So hopefully more on that later on. But it looks so cool, so I can't wait. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Decent conference overall. I mean, for things I'm most excited about, Fallout 76, but that's more of a Bethesda thing on their conference. I found that Xbox was really poor at really talking themselves up. There's nothing here that's like an exclusive that makes me go, whoa, oh my goodness. You know, the exclusives that they have on here, like Sea of Thieves, this DLC, that's pretty much it for the major titles. That's something that's just going to be on Xbox, but unless you count Gears, and then Halo, of course, too. But they didn't really talk too much about Halo. It was pretty brief at the start, and Gears was the pop finals. I think that trailer was almost as long as the actual trailer for Gears 5, so it's like, meh. So yeah, Microsoft, decent conference, but nothing that was really something I would have to tune into E3 and feel like E3 is the perfect place to announce this kind of stuff. So decent, but definitely not the best for sure.